It's round 3 of the Norway Chess Tournament 2022. Anand is leading the tournament after round 2 and is paired against Wang Hao. Their classical game ended in a draw, so we'll look at their Armageddon game where white has 10 minutes and black has 7 minutes, but black only needs a draw to win the match. So Anand is playing from the white pieces. Anand opens with e4. Wang Hao responds with this Sicilian defense, knight f3, knight to c6 and bishop b5, the Rosolino. g6, black tries to get a fianchetto setup kind of like the Sicilian dragon variation. Castles, bishop g7 and white plays c3 to put his pawn on d4. Black plays e5 to stop the pawn from coming to d4. White anyway plays d4 and sacrifices the pawn. He knows that he'll get this pawn later because there is no side pawn to defend it, and this is an isolated pawn and it will be captured soon. Bishop to f4, trying to get his bishop to d6 and stop the castling. a6, d6, so black stops his idea. Knight bd2, h6, not a good move, like h6 was unnecessary. You should have developed your knight maybe to f6 or e7 and then castle soon. After h6, white has queen to b3 and attacking your pawn. So black will have to defend this position and white will have good attacking chances. h6, but Anand doesn't see this. He plays bishop to d5, knight g7. Now black develops his pieces, knight c4, castles. White gets this pawn, rook e8, bishop g3. Now that he has got the pawn, he is taking his bishop back. And black again takes his rook to f8. So maybe black is provoking white to make a draw here. But of course, Anand won't go for the draw as black will win the match if he draws the game. h3, knight into d5, e into d5, and knight e7. Here you cannot take the pawn, there's knight to b6, it will be a4. So knight e7, knight into d4, knight into d5. And now both have the same kind of pawn structure, 3 pawns on the king side and 2 pawns on the queen side. Knight b3, b5, black still has to develop this bishop. White plays knight d6 and stops him from developing his bishop. Here black plays rook a7, maybe to get his rook to d7. b3, here white sacrifices his rook, but his idea is maybe to control the dark squares here and try to checkmate black. Black doesn't play this as this position will be dangerous for him and it's not a classical game, so he doesn't have much time to think how to defend the position. Knight to d7, here maybe his idea is to get his rook on d7 and pin the knight. So Anand plays knight c to e4, knight f6, rook to c1, and here Wang Hao does a mistake, he plays knight into e4. White plays rook into c8 first. Black sacrifices his queen, and here there is a queen for a knight and rook. So white is better here, and also remember that black is down on time. He has 1 minute 27 seconds and Anand has 4 minutes here. Queen g4, rook e8. Some moves are being played as they both have to save their time. Here Anand does a mistake by playing rook to d1 as this limits the squares of the queen. This queen could have ran to d1 earlier, but after rook d1 there is h5, and if a queen goes back then there is knight to c3, it's a 4. If you go to f3 there is rook to f6, and then if you go back then there is again a 4. If you go to f4 then there is bishop to e5, and let's say if you go to h6 then this bishop will come to g7, and somehow black can repeat this position and it will end up in a draw. But Wang Hao doesn't see this, he is less on time and he immediately plays b4 after a few seconds of thinking. Rook d3, a5, queen d1, knight c3, and now white is able to hold this position. He slowly improves his position. Here he gets his queen to f6. This sacrifice did not gain any material for the time being, but is setting a lot of mating ideas. Knight to c3, f4, rook d2, king h3, and here black resigns because this queen h8, it's a mating one, and black cannot do much here. He is also low on time, he has 27 seconds, so the position looks hopeless for him, and Anand wins another match, but only gets 1.5 point out of the 3 points as the game went in the Armageddon stage. If he would win in the classical stage then he would get the full 3 points, But now Anand gets 1.5 point and Wang Hao gets 1 point. So after round 3, Anand still leads the tournament, and let's see if he can win the Norway Chess Tournament 2022. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is Edrick Vaz Chess. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next video.